I don't think Akshay Khanna has been bad in anything. Cost of production and the whole thing is probably less than the catering budget of the films that you are talking about. Just charge what you want, man.
No Orry was harmed.
Orry, Porry, Zorry, just come see my movie. मामा से तुम सब आया है. मेरा rear का हड्डी का गांड फटा हुआ है, which is I think what everybody is. That's the big laugh in the film.
And apparently Aamir Khan came after the third edit.
So it's not key.
Yeah.
Tweet about my film or anything like that. And he sits down at the end and says, okay, you are not allowed to praise the film.
Like a relaunch vehicle for Imran Khan as well.
It is not just Imran Khan, but a massive Imran Khan action sequence.
Okay, so we've taken a few comments from the YouTube link of Happy Patel trailer. Let's see what the people are saying. Shyam Patel _21, too big spy we had recently, Hamza Mazari, Happy Patel. So Hamza Mazari is referring to Dhurandhar.
It's very interesting, because I plan to see Dhurandhar this weekend actually. I have not seen it yet, but I very much want to go see it because I believe the craft of it is quite good. But comedy is counterculture, no? At the end of the day. So, Happy Patel as a film, मैंने 10 साल पहले लिखी थी and then everybody was like, पर Indian spy कैसे, कहाँ से, ये क्या world है, etc. And then I think war had to happen, Pathan had to happen, Dhurandhar had to happen. जब एक mainstream culture आ जाता है, then it's time for the counterculture, So I think you need Dhurandhar, War, Pathan, Tiger for a Happy Patel to exist. So in many ways they have led to this as well.
How's been your experience when the Instagram timeline has been flooded with Akshay Khanna dancing?
I'm just happy for Akshay Khanna. Isn't it nice when when an actor gets that kind of when someone who you are familiar with and they're a very credible actor. That maybe a little bit was delayed. It's very nice to see. It's a karmic thing in the universe. कि कभी-कभी late आता है लेकिन आता तो है.
If an actor's movie does well and if he wants to raise his price, and there's an objection to that and there's a whole discussion on that, how do you look at it?
Sir, I don't. My film is probably less than the catering budget of these movies that we are talking about. my film ka cost of production and the whole thing is probably less than the catering budget of the films that you are talking about. So I am not in the league to even have these conversations, sir. मेरी छोटी सी silly सी film है that in many ways is the reflection of those. Comedy is the reflection of the big thing. It's the small reflection of the big thing.
Right.
My film is the small reflection of the big thing. But charge what you want, man. Make your money.
This is Super Pradeep Singh. Delhi Belly vibes, done hai, booking done. So a lot of people, they're having this Delhi Belly vibe, and which is people are...
Yes, but I don't think it relies on all the same tricks as Delhi Belly. The tone is very young, very irreverent, etc. But also जो young है, that has changed a little bit as well. Like you have to keep in mind, अगर counterculture देखा जाए, the Delhi Belly, why was it novel when it came out? Because culture was soft. If you think about Delhi Belly जब आई, जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा, परिणीता, गुजारिश, these movies were in that time, and then suddenly guys are saying DK Bose and this and that, etc. So we were counter to that, right? Now we live in a world of Patal Lok and Mirzapur and Wazepur and culture is quite hard. The mainstream culture is quite hard. So we have to be silly and we have to be soft and we have to be stupid. Because you're not going to be as edgy as Mirzapur, ever in the world. You're not going to be as edgy as Patal Lok. So I don't think we can rely only on edge. So we have to rely on genuine funny. And we have to rely on silliness because that's the counter to how hard culture is right now.
This is user ABCD1K4I. Veerdas has watched tons of Orry interviews. There are lots of comments on Orry actually. That no Orry was harmed.
I disagree because I think you've not seen Happy Patel talk too much. He's British. तो वो हिंदी 3 हफ्ते में सीखा है तो he's a little bit of... he's a weird guy, etc. But If I can get half the reach that Orry has, I'll take it, sir. Absolutely. I'll be Orry, Porry, Zorry. Just come see my movie. I don't care. But Orry's built a hell of a brand. I'd love to build a brand like that for Happy Patel.
Right, because there are many comments on the YouTube link which are referring to Orry, that it is in a way based on Orry.
I mean, the film's written 10 years ago, so that's a different this thing. But it's nice for people to have a reference to connect it with, as opposed to what saying, "ये क्या है मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है." I'd still prefer somebody saying, "हाँ, it feels like that thing that I already know." I would prefer that, because then if you think Orry is funny, maybe this is slightly appealing to you as well.
Mehak 6084 Gaon Wala. This is Goa Man. So the dialogues, I think they are already being talked about.
Yeah, they are.
Mama as well.
हाँ, हम लोग मामा से तो हम सब आया है is the line from the trailer, and then there's one where I say मेरा rear का हड्डी का गांड फटा हुआ है, which is I think what everybody is that's the big laugh in the trailer. But yeah, we worked hard on the dialogues, really worked hard on the dialogues, because the nice thing is he's new in India as a character. He's dropped into this area of Goa called Panjor, and we've tried not to shoot Goa like you shoot Goa normally. Usually when you see beaches and thoda glam hai, we've tried to show you the muck and the edge of Goa. So it's graded darker, it's production designed grittier, and so to have a very happy character in that setting is automatically hilarious. And he has no verbal senses, so he says anything that's in his mind, because he doesn't know what good Hindi is, bad Hindi is, appropriate Hindi is, not appropriate Hindi is. So he says everything. So in that sense, it is intrusive thoughts, the dialogue writing.
Right, and apparently Aamir Khan came after the third edit and saw the film. Before
Final
that, like
edit.
there was no
Final
interference. Final
No
edit?
interfere.
Yeah.
No. Narration, and then at some point he wanted we did like a PPM before, 2-3 days before shoot, saying here are broad locations, ye wo, etc., costume looks, blah blah blah. Shot the whole movie. Aamir is in it, so then he showed up for shoot at the very end of the movie. We did 3 rounds of edits, and then we did 25-30 screenings of the movie, which Aamir does.
Test screenings.
Yeah, test screenings.
Yeah.
And उन सारी screenings का feedback लेके then we did a final tweak of the movie. It's a wonderful process. I've never seen a star of that levels, because these are not industry people who are coming to see it. So it's not key tweet about my film or anything like that. It's janta and different types of janta. And he sits down at the end and says, okay, you are not allowed to praise the film at all. For 2 hours we will talk about क्या अटका आपको, what is not working in the film. And then after 15 screenings, some patterns start to emerge, कि this is common feedback. This can be shorter, this can be longer, etc., etc. So basis that we did a re-edit. I think that took 48 hours or something, sitting with him, 2 sessions.
What is the general feedback in the test screenings?
I mean, everybody seems to enjoy it. We did various different types of demographics, so lots of young people. We must have had 4 or 5 all-female screenings, we then had some older people screenings, we had some screenings for people who are not into this zone of comedy, but who would prefer Lagan, or who would prefer, more meaningful, sensible cinema. Across the board, I think the best feedback is it's completely unhinged and it's a great, it's a great comedy, etc., etc. The worst feedback we've gotten is, हाँ मेरे लिए नहीं था लेकिन वो character sweet है, so even that's not so bad to have. You get feedback like first half में ये section थोड़ा drag हुआ, so then you fix that, etc., etc. And pacing is usually what you take feedback on mostly. How did you feel? Were you
Pacing,
tired?
that's something.
Yeah.
Of course. This is AALCOB. Okay, boys. AALCO boys, ये फिल्म अभी ना देख के 15 साल बाद बोला जाएगा it was ahead of its time. Do you find it a bit heartbreaking?
Um, I mean, I've been in two films, Delhi Belly and Go Goa Gone, that have kind of
Yeah.
achieved quote unquote cult status.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't think it's in your hands, sir. I don't think you can reverse engineer that. You can't manufacture that. You know, when we were making Delhi Belly Go Go On, we didn't have any idea that young people would take to it the way that they did, or that it would become a quote unquote talked about cult movie, etc. We just made a movie.
Right.
We just made a movie. But sometimes, like I said, the timing of the movie and where culture is at that point, more than the movie itself dictates. You know, like I remember when Gangs of Wasseypur came out. You know, it was not just a good movie, but it was a different movie relative to everything else that was in culture.
Correct.
It was a completely new voice. Now that's not in your hands. So I can't say. I don't know.
A lot of people they're also looking at Happy Patel as like a relaunch vehicle for Imran Khan as well. You worked with
I
Imran in the past.
Yeah, I have. I think with Imran, the lovely thing is उसका presence है. You know, you
Yeah.
put him any angle से कुछ भी lighting में बिना makeup के डाल दो उसको screen पे वो बहुत अच्छा लगता है. He's just genuinely a good looking guy. And he messaged me saying, I believe film बन रही है and I want to do something fun in the film. And this is pre-prod के time में. Right? He messaged me saying,
Right.
मैंने सुना स्क्रिप्ट अच्छी है, मैंने सुना है कि प्रेपरेशन अच्छा जा रहा है. सो आई सेड अगर इफ यू वांट टू डू समथिंग देन लेट मी राइट समथिंग वेरी कूल फॉर यू, यू नो, एंड देन लेट्स डू समथिंग जो आपने कभी पहले किया नहीं है. तो इट इज़ नॉट जस्ट इमरान खान बट एक मैसिव इमरान खान एक्शन सीक्वेंस which I think would be
Oh,
very
that's
cool
interesting.
for you to watch, because वो हमेशा rom-coms में दिखाई दिए हैं, you know, at least recently. So I think it'd be nice to see him do something very wild and crazy in action.
रणवीर मैं आपसे एक बात पूछना चाह रहा हूँ कि अगर छत टपकती होगी तो उसको कहना है तो हैप्पी पटेल क्या कहेंगे?
अगर छत तो I think Happy Patel will be like actually it's been a while since I've done the accent, sir. Shooting को एक साल हो गया. But he'll be like मेरे को बस डर है कि मेरे को ऊपर ये छत टपक रहा है. He would take a long time with the second word. उसने हिंदी 3 हफ्ते में सीखी है before the movie.
You're this world famous comic artist and you do
Sir,
shows all across the world.
I'm Bandra famous, खार famous at best. कुछ
नहीं,
world
नहीं.
famous कुछ है नहीं ऐसा है.
नहीं बट आपने दुनिया भर में आपके शोज आपके होते हैं यार, which is I think a feat that not many people in India they've achieved that. लेकिन you know one thing that anyone who has known your filmography, for example, you've always been a very ambitious actor.
Yeah.
आपको वो सारे chances मिले नहीं हैं, लेकिन ये है कि that you've always been very ambitious about being an actor.
आपने सही बोला सर. I do think, you know, जब मैं आया था इंडस्ट्री में तो आई थिंक बॉक्सेस थोड़े छोटे थे फॉर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ एक्टर्स. एक दो टाइप के रोल मिलते थे एंड आई थिंक प्राइमरली मेरा प्रोफेशन स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी है एंड दैट्स समथिंग दैट आई ऑलवेज वांटेड टू गिव फोकस टू. तो आई थिंक करीबन 8-9 साल पहले व्हेन आई वाज कंटिन्यूइंग टू बी इन दोस टाइनी बॉक्सेस मुझको एक मौका मिला कि अरे देयर इज अ चांस टू बी रियली गुड एट वन आर्ट फॉर्म, लेकिन इसमें फोकस लगेगा और इसमें ट्रैवल लगेगा. तो आई एम नॉट रियली एक्टेड इन अ मूवी इन 9 years इफ़ यू रियली थिंक अबाउट इट. आई थिंक शिवाय मेरी लास्ट फिल्म थी, अजय देवगन की जो फिल्म थी. एंड स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी बहुत अच्छा प्रोफेशन है. इट्स लॉट्स ऑफ फन. You get to see the world. You know, it's a very honest, genuine profession. So I decided that if I ever start acting again, it has to be something really cool. And it has to be something that spoke to my voice. Chance के through एक show आया था मेरे पास called Call Me Babe, which is Ananya's show. And उसमें they just said, come and do 20 days and improvise. And just make up everything.
That was killer.
Right?
That was
So,
amazing, yeah.
जब मैं वापस वहाँ गया then I was like, it's nice to be on a set. I missed being on a set because I had not been on a set in a very long time. So after that I said, okay, let me try and make a movie. And फिर आमिर सर को फ़ोन किया and I said ये स्क्रिप्ट एक्चुअली मैंने 10 साल पहले लिखी है, लेकिन आई जस्ट री रिटन इट टू ब्रिंग इट अप टू टुडे एंड नरेटेड टू हिम. बट या आई वाज डिसाइडेड कि अगर आऊँगा तो कुछ लेके आऊँगा, कुछ स्पेशल करके आऊँगा, वापस आऊँगा.
You know, because the way the industry is, a lot of people they tend to get disillusioned. If Imran, for example, a case in point, for example, he was at one point of time, he and Ranbir, they were like just taken the names were taken in the same breath, and so whatever happened and whatever reasons, he decided that he would want to opt out for some time. Fardeen, for example, is coming back, but Fardeen was not there for quite a few years. So you know, to remain in the in circulation is also not an easy task for many of the actors, because it's a tough line. There are lots of other paraphernalias which are involved as well. What have been your experiences, and how have you kept yourself above everything?
आई थिंक सर फॉर मी आई एम वेरी लकी कि मेरे पास स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी है, क्योंकि वो सर्कुलेशन ही बदल गया है, वो बॉडी ही बदल गई है. यू नो व्हाट आई मीन. जब हमने आई थिंक माई फर्स्ट फिल्म वॉज 2010 के दिस थिंग, यूट्यूब हैपेंड आफ्टर दैट. यूट्यूब के बाद नेटफ्लिक्सेस, अमेजॉन्स वगैरह वगैरह. सो इट्स a stand-up comedian doesn't really need to be in movies or in these things to be in the public eye or to be in circulation or to be of relevance. The lovely thing जो मेरे profession के बारे में is you can upload a video next week about anything that happens in the country, right? So for me, in circulation means something very very different. अगर आप देखें, I kind of went away from films when I had a really small audience, and I've come back with the largest audience I've ever had. Now, I don't know if it's a large enough audience to make a film successful, being very honest with you. But I do know that the comedy audience is the largest it has ever been. And India is the largest comedy audience in the world, across the world. So, feels like a good time. So, one has been in circulation, just not the Bollywood body of circulation, but in India body of circulation, there are different veins that you can circulate through.
No, I think it's a beautiful vein actually. Too many veins and many interesting ones, diverse too. Now, your comedy and when आपके जो comic acts आपके जो होते हैं, you know, the writing is very intelligent. There's a lot of subtlety. There's a lot of undertones. There's a lot of subtext. Many a times, I'm not generalizing, but many a times, you know, it is preferred in Bollywood that, you know, dumbing down is better. You know, it should not be too like in terms. It should be simplistic.
Yeah.
And at times, intelligent writing is looked down upon. Now, for when you get offers, when you used to get offers, and you're expected to just defy intelligence that you have, how did you deal with it?
You know, I don't think anybody wants to consume only one kind of comedy. You know, especially from the same artist as well. So for me, Happy Patel is a very silly movie. It's a very stupid movie. It is entirely. There are many physical pieces, many slapstick pieces. There are many language jokes, etc., etc. But I do not think it is unintelligent. I think it takes a big amount of intelligence to write those things. So, हाँ, मेरी comedic voice है उसमें, but in no means can you compare a film to stand-up comedy. The essential difference is, sir, कि a stand-up comedian talks at you a little bit. You're watching somebody else talk. But a film is supposed to speak to who you are. It should speak to you. You know, so I think the difference between Happy Patel is he's such an idiot, he's such a loser, he's such a failure. He struggles so much that hopefully you feel a little bit better about how intelligent you are. So maybe stand-up makes the comedian feel intelligent, but a film like Happy Patel will make the audience feel intelligent. Because I'm the biggest fool in that theatre when you come and watch that movie.